Hey everyone, this is Carrie Newton with Parker Properties, and in this video we are going to talk about I am listed on the market, now what? Okay, so exciting times for you as a seller. You put your house on the market, your agent hit live on it. What happens now? Okay, so I can only speak for myself. So I try to make these videos very general, but this particular one is going to have to be like, if you listed with me, now what is the expectation? Because every agent is different. Every agent runs their business a little bit different. We're self-employed, self-contracted, so I can't speak for everybody. But you listed your property with me, and we went live on the listing. Now what happens? Okay. First off, you will get showing requests from I use a scheduling service for showing requests. So you'll get a text message that says, Bob with XYZ Realty would like to show your property tomorrow at 2, yes or no, approve or decline. And then that's how you're gonna know that someone is coming into your home, that someone is showing your home, okay? What do you have to do as a seller? Try to approve as many showings as humanly possible. Now, life happens. People get sick. I think things happen, especially if you live in your home. I mean, you can't be expected to show all of the time, but if you can show, please show your property, because if it doesn't show, it's not going to sell. Simple as that. Keep your home picked up, keep your home tidy. Smell is so important. I once did a class online, and the teacher, professor, whatever it is you want to call them, they said that smell is one of our senses that triggers good or bad memories. It's the thing that you will remember more than visually looking at it, is what something smelled like. And I thought, well, that's like strange, right? Like smell would be something. No, it really is, because haven't you ever smelled something and you're like, oh my gosh, that smells just like my grandmother's perfume from like 30 years ago. And I still remember that whatever that is, like that smells just like my grandmother's, my funeral, I almost said funeral, my grandmother's perfume. So smell is really important. So make sure that you keep your house clean, you keep it picked up, that it smells nice, it smells clean, it smells fresh, but don't go the other way. If you are one of those like Glade plug-in people, do not put one of those Glade plug-ins in literally every room of your home, trying to make it smell nice and fresh and clean, because when it's overwhelming and buyers walk in, their very first thought is, oop, what are they trying to hide? There's clear, this is an overwhelming smell. These sellers are clearly trying to hide something from us. And then they're like on the defense, like immediately when they walk in. So instead of the smell giving them good vibes and good memories, it did the exact opposite and made them think that you're trying to hide like dead raccoon in the wall or something. So, so you've listed your house, try to keep it clean, try to keep it tidy, try to make it smell good, approve the showing requests as they come. And when you do get a contract, I will contact you and I will say, congratulations, you got a contract. We'll go over the terms together. We'll make sure that you understand what you're signing, that you're okay with the closing dates and things of that nature. But once you accept that contract on your home, then what's next is going to be your buyer's going to have an inspection done. When that buyer has the inspection done, I personally recommend that you leave the home for the inspection, okay? Because two reasons. You don't want to be in the inspector's way. You want to make sure that the inspector has full access to your home to do their job and to do it well. And the other thing is that as the inspector is going through the house, you don't want to know what they're finding, because you want the buyer to come to you with a request, okay? If you know it, you have to disclose it. So not that I'm advising my sellers to be like shady people and not disclose something that they know, but if you're standing over that inspector's shoulder as he's going from thing to thing to thing and going, well, now I know this and now I know that, now I know that. Well, now you have to disclose this, 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 and that. And the buyer may not care. So, then your buyer is going to have an appraisal done if they have a loan on their property. You can stay home for that. It's normally a really quick appointment, 20, 30 minutes, they're in and out. So if you don't want to leave your home for that, that's perfectly fine. It will inevitably happen that by the time the appraiser schedules my sellers, you're in the middle of packing, your house is in complete disarray, and you're like, I don't want anybody to see my home like this. It looks awful, there's boxes everywhere. That's what they do for a living. They're not looking for your boxes, okay? So I know it's much easier said than done to let someone into your home when you feel like it's a complete disaster, but they're gonna schedule, and they're probably gonna schedule when your house looks like a disaster, okay? So just roll with it. That's all I can tell you. Just roll with it. They're not looking at your boxes. They're just appraising the home and making sure that it's valued at the same amount or more than what our contract price is. And last but not least, as we get closer to closing, that closing date inside of our contract is a target date. It is a we hope to close on this date, okay? So as we get closer to closing, that date has the possibility to potentially move up if it works well for everyone's schedule, or potentially get pushed back a couple of days. So don't make huge arrangements like I've got the moving company and I've got this and I did all these huge arrangements 3 or 4 weeks in advance. I kind of wait until it gets a little bit closer to that closing date so that we can make sure that it's concrete, that it's set, that we're not going to have a delay or need to, push it up, push it back, whatever the case may be. But your buyer is going to come in, most likely, and do a final walk right before closing. Normally it's the day before closing. And again, you're going to panic because your house is in a disarray. You can't believe that you have to let these future new homeowners into this home and it just looks like a complete disaster. They don't care. Okay, they're not there to look at your stuff. They're just there to do the final walk before closing and confirm if there were repairs required by the contract, that those were done to their liking, and then we're off to closing. So you put your house on the market, now what? That kind of helps explain some of it. So, all right, thanks guys, bye.